I think people fail to realize that society influences a lot of people's, outlook on beauty in general. Obviously, beauty can be in the eye of the beholder, and people will like who they like and love who they love. But if we're being honest with ourselves, when you're in college, like we spoke before, I played collegiate basketball. We're dealing with cheerleaders or women in general. I just remember being on the door, and like she said, you sneak one in, and we come, and you got that little sock on the door. We waiting to see who come out the room. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to know who in there, and you know, we young adults, and a lot of times it be a woman. If it's a bigger woman, I don't necessarily have a problem with bigger women. I just like for you to wear your weight well. I think that when you're completely obese and you just don't look well, or you don't look healthy, it's not attractive to me. That doesn't mean that somebody else won't find you attractive. I'm just going to talk about me in general. But when you have the equipment to deal with a smaller woman or a bigger woman, it doesn't really make a difference. In general, I think that a lot of men, when we talk about society norms, when we look at women, for the most part, the ones that we think are attractive is usually smaller women. Not necessarily skinny, but thick women, big butt, big breasts, nice body shape. She may have a stomach here or there. Depending on who she is, the way she wears her weight. Like I said, you got to wear your weight a certain way. But the obesity thing that a lot of people keep telling people that they can accept and they're still beautiful. Yeah, they're still beautiful. They're still a great person. They're still a person in society. They're not marginalized, but there are people in society that are going to tell you need to lose weight. There are women in society that know they need to lose weight. And they're in relationships with men who tell them or are afraid to come to them and say, hey, for you to be attractive to me as a man, I need you to lose some weight. You'll have women that'll hear that and leave a relationship, go and lose weight to be more appealing to men that didn't even know they existed until they lost the weight. And then they will love those men, respect those men, and honor those men who didn't even know they existed until they lost the weight. I've never understood how, you can love a person, be with a person. They tell you you're not attracted to them. They need you to lose weight. That's offensive. You think somebody who loves and cares for you telling you to lose weight so you can be attracted to them still is a problem. But then you go out in society and make yourself look good for men who didn't even know you existed. And they take validation in that, and they take support in that, and that's a flex in society today. You go to South Beach. Who gets the most attention down in South Beach? The men who are in shape. The women who look good. The bigger women down there at South Beach, do they get attention? Absolutely. 9 times out of 10, it's usually the men who struck out with the women they really wanted, and now they trying to get, because they can't go home without nothing. Y'all know how it go. You can't go home without nothing. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta move down the totem pole, right? So you got society's norms, what people are actually accepting, okay? People are accepting, not saying it's right or wrong, but we know what is acceptable in society today, what we think is beautiful, okay? When a woman is completely outside of those parameters, she is going to be marginalized. There are going to be men in society who are not going to look at her. And when those men don't look at her, and when those men say, I'm good on those type of women, they normally get attacked by women who wouldn't even look at men who are that size. Men who are that big, men who look like the same woman, you don't want that man. But yet when a man says, oh, I don't want her, she's too big. Oh, you're fat shaming. It's like, don't you got to be attracted to me? Don't I got to want to date you? Don't you got to be appealing to me? What happened to the fact that women can actually be fat, right? If men can be fat, why can't women be fat? You can't even tell a woman that she's fat nowadays. She's just going to be big or big and beautiful or whatever. You can't even say out your mouth to a woman that she's fat. But yet a woman can tell a man when she's mad, when she's upset, when she's disrespectful, you fat. Don't no woman want you. Ain't nobody gonna want you. Your money, you know what I mean? Like, men have to lead with their wallet when they're usually bigger. Like Noble said, those men usually lead with their wallet. Usually women who can get a smaller guy, a guy that's in shape, a guy that looks nice, that carries himself well. That's the ideal man for 95% of the women in society. The only women who don't want that man is the women who know that man is not obtainable to them. So they're going to reach for other men that they know are obtainable, just like men. If I have finances, I'm in shape, why am I going to go out and search for a woman that's out of shape and is not attractive to me? Why would I go do that when I can go get a woman with my finances, with my resources, and get the woman that I want? Whether I'm a great guy, small penis, not tall enough, whatever. I'm going to get in the door if I'm attractive, got a nice body, and I got some money. I'm gonna be in the door. You're gonna have a woman who's a bigger woman, like Lizzo. She got money. You don't see no athletes running up in her DMs talking about, let me marry you, let me take you out on a date. You know, she's got all the finances in the world, and she's still not attractive to how many men in society? You got men in society that's just as big as her, but because they got the wallet and because they look okay at times and they may dress a certain way, they got a chance at getting the most beautiful women in society. They got a chance. And it's not the same for bigger women. So when women look at how they respect their own selves and how they put other people in the same categories and be biased and be negative, I don't understand how they don't understand when men say, you know what, I'm not into it. I ain't dealing with it. I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm sorry, you just ain't what I'm looking for, right? I should be able to say that and not be pressed in society and not be told that I'm marginalizing women and all these other things. At the end of the day, I get to pick who I want. I get to know who I want, and that should be acceptable. It shouldn't be the fact that because she's big and I say I don't want a big girl that I'm disrespecting her. Because she could be a big woman and say she don't want no small guy. I don't hear the women saying, girl, you need to date you a skinny guy. Don't talk about skinny guys. So how's it go? It don't go both ways. I mean, I just don't understand. They just want to argue for no reason at the end of the day, which I don't like having a conversation because when we be rational, then it's, then it's not a conversation no more because we can't have common sense when we're talking about women in society today. Either you're appealing or you're not. When you're bigger, you got more things stacked against you. You better be super beautiful. Your breasts better sit up really well. You better have a big butt. If you got a gut, you better have all the other things that these other smaller girls have. And you know what? If you got a little money, that's going to help you too. That's going to help you too. I'm going to let you know that right now. Men don't usually worry about a woman's money, but if you're bigger, they want you to have some cash. They ain't going to just be dealing with you just to be dealing with you, especially not in public. And anybody who, I don't know nobody that would disagree with that. I don't know nobody, not for real. If they think about it, they're not going to disagree with that. But like I said, I don't have a problem with bigger women. I love bigger women. I don't like obese women. There's a difference. And we got to stop. We got to start understanding what fat is, what thick is, and what carrying your weight well is, because there's a difference. And, people going to love Lizzo, and that's fine. They can. I don't got no problem with her. But she is giving the wrong impression to women in society who think that they could just go out and look how they want, carry as much weight as they want, and that men are still going to find them desirable. They're going to wake up 5, 6, 10 years down the line with the same weight, and men are just looking at them like, dang, girl, you still ain't learned. Like, come on now. Like, your friends around you, they lost a little weight. They looking good. You see, they got phones full of men hitting them up. You still over here talking about bring a friend for me. Y'all remember that? Bring a friend for my girl. But I won't go into that.